What is good, Internet? It is Spirit of Paradox here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be giving my review for episode 1 and 2 of Alien Earth. There will be mild spoilers for this review, so I will talk about certain scenes, but I won't go scene for scene and explain it in detail like I would normally do a comic book. But I would say for episode 1, it's mainly used to set up the world, the characters, their motivations, the plot, and the tone. What I liked about episode 1 was we got to see the ship that was containing the alien specimens, and we get to see the crew on the ship very briefly. When we get to see the scene, it's a direct homage to Alien 1 when we see the crew are eating dinner right before the infamous chestburster scene with the past John Hurt. I must say, he was a fantastic actor, RIP to him. You don't see a chestburster scene, but we do get to see a brief moment with the characters and who's in charge, and we get to see a cyborg in the very beginning. So what happens next is the ship crashes onto Earth, and basically we get to see different characters react to the situation of the ship crashing into Prodigy City. We get introduced to some child actors or children characters, I should say, who have ailments, who are very ill and are going to be going through a procedure where they transfer their minds into synthetic made bodies by Prodigy, this company. And we get to see these characters react to the transition, and we get to see the emotional connections and wonder, do they still have their humanity even though they still think the same but they don't eat? We get to see stuff like that. And we get to see the perspective of a medic and a response team, and they go in to see the inspection of the crash ship into the tower. And throughout this episode, we do get to see a little bit of alien carnage from the different species and that, and we do get to see some carnage from the Xenomorph. But episode 1 is mainly there to set everything up. Episode 2 now is mainly there to have a little bit of fun. It's mainly a taster of the carnage that we're going to be getting throughout the series. I do have my flaws or my issues with these two episodes, which I'll get to later, but I would say episode 2 is mainly the episode where it says, yes, we've got loads of alien creatures, we know you want to see people dying and lots of gore and candy, or carnage candy I should say, you're gonna absolutely get it. We get to see the eye alien, or the creature with the multiple eyes. We got to see some worms. We got to see a plant. We got to see the Xenomorph as well. And the Xenomorph gets the highest body count because he straight up murked about 25 people in episode 2, that Xenomorph. So it's like, yeah, the body count is pretty high in episode 2. And when you see the aftermath, like when you're in the room of the aftermath of what the Xenomorph has done, you just see blood, guts, and gore all over the room, all over the floor, the walls, even on the Rasclat ceiling. And it really does go to show how dangerous and lethal the Xenomorph alien actually is, and really did enjoy seeing that. I do have my flaws with episode 2 because we do get to see the children synthetics go into the ship. There is an emotional reason why. Well, there is an emotional reason, and there is also another agenda of bringing those synthetics into the ship, which I won't get into. I did have some flaws with that because I would feel you would have to bring in hired professionals, you know, like guys who know our kind of situation when it comes down to rescue teams or or collapsing buildings before you even get to them. But there is a little bit of that Gen Z kind of writing and logic, and if it's not for you, it will piss you off a good few times. But overall, I would say I had fun. My favorite characters would have to be the cyborg, or the black guy, or the CEO of the Prodigy company. Them two characters for me are the most interesting. And also, my third favorite character so far would be the medic. The actor that plays the medic in Alien Earth was in one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's called End of the Effing World. Effing as in the word effing. Yes, so it's called End of the Effing World, and he plays like this serial killer or an animal killer kid, this kid who's really disturbed, and he ends up falling in love with this girl, and they go on this really bonkers journey. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix over here in the UK, so if you guys have got a VPN, switch that over to the UK on Netflix and you can watch that on there. Highly recommend it. But seeing him in this show, I really hope he doesn't die, because he's got a lot going for him in this show. He's got an emotional attachment to a character in this. There's a lot of character development with him, and we also get to see a little bit of his past as well. So yeah, the medic, yeah, he'd be my third favorite character of the show. So I would say this is a great start to making or putting Alien on the small screen. I was not expecting to see so much CGI and practical effects in such a small screen. Like, this is stuff I would expect to see in a movie, but you can see the budget, you know, being lower than a traditional film. You can definitely see it. There are practical effects in this show, so you do get to see the Xenomorph in practical effects and in some CGI as well. But you also do get to see the slow-mo, the big chap slow-mo from Alien 1, that returns. If you guys know about Big Chap and his slow-mo movement in the original Alien film, that also makes an appearance in here. But yeah, I would say episode 2 was a lot more fun for me to watch. I think it was a lot more going on in that. We had a lot more carnage going on with the Xenomorph and the other creatures in the show. I can't wait to see more, man. I really do hope this show turns out to be good. I think this is a good step in the right direction. It's not perfect. It definitely has that Gen Z writing to it. You could definitely feel it. But I also wanted to mention, I really do like that they've added a new concept to it. So with this concept, if you guys have watched a show called Altered Carbon, that came out on Netflix a good few years ago, and that also was brought up the concept of like humans switching bodies and that and basically being immortal. And we get a similar concept, not exactly the same, but very similar when it comes down to the humans transferring their minds into synthetic bodies. You could definitely see that, and they do touch upon the concept of humanity and losing it when you become a machine, you know. So, and you definitely do see that with some of the members of the Prodigy company. You could definitely see that, but I think I would like to see more. I like what I've seen so far, and I really hope that they don't fuck this up. Disney, 21st Century Studios, I like what you're doing with Alien and Predator. Don't overstep your boundaries and be respectful to the fans and to the source material and come up with some new ideas. I think you guys are really doing a good job at the moment. So yes, I do recommend watching this show. I understand if people do not want to pay for Disney Plus. I mean, over here in the UK, we don't have Hulu. I mean, we do, but the Hulu stuff just goes on to Disney Plus over here in the UK. So I know we do have Hulu, but it just goes on to Disney Plus. So that's why I watched Alien Earth from, and most of the Hulu shows that, or the Hulu films like Prey, that went on to Disney Plus over here instead of Hulu. But I know some people might not want to support Disney, but I would say watch some reviews first. see how you feel, and then move on from there. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I do recommend this one. If you guys have watched the show so far, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not? You know what to do in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.